So open your eyes and see the way our horizons. It's just another night, and I'm staring at the moon. I saw a shooting star and thought of you.
G'day guys, my name's Tran and welcome to another Guitar Zero to Hero song tutorial. And in this lesson I'll be teaching you how to play All of the Stars by Ed Sheeran. Now in classic Ed Sheeran fashion, he plays this live differently than how it's recorded. So in this video I'm going to teach you two different ways of playing this song. The first method is an easy strum version, which is true to the studio recorded version. And the second way I'm going to teach you is the fingerpicked method that Ed Sheeran uses live. Now if you want to master your chords back to front, then be sure to head over to guitarzerotohero.com to pick up my free guitar ebook. Or if you want to take your guitar to the next level, then be sure to check out Guitar Zero to Hero Premium, which is my complete step-by-step guitar course where you'll find theory, scales, fingerstyle tutorials, lessons that I don't teach here on YouTube. Alright, so let's get stuck into the first method of playing this song, which is the studio version and is the easiest strummed version. So let's start with the first verse, and we just have two lines of chords here, which are really nice and easy. We start with a C add 9. So this is the same shape as a G, except your index and middle finger move down one string, and you got to make sure you don't hit the open 6th string. So that's C add 9, and then we go to a G. Then we have E minor 7. So to play E minor 7, just keep all your fingers where they are from the G, except your middle finger, which will move to the 2nd fret of the 4th string. That's E minor 7. And then we have a D chord shape, and then back to C add 9. That's it for the first line of chords. And the second line of chords is G and D. Now in the first verse it's very stripped back, so we're just going to strum each chord once and hold them out. But there is specific timing that you'll need to adhere to. You'll see that up in the annotations here and where to change each chord, but basically the C add 9 and the G are played for 2 beats each, and then the E minor 7 and D are played for 1 beat, and then the C add 9 for 2 beats again. And then for the second line of chords, the G is held out for 4 beats and the D held out for 4 beats. So the first verse will just sound like this. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now when we get to the second verse, we're going to start implementing a strumming pattern to the same chords. Now up here in the annotations you'll see a little number above each chord, and that will just indicate the amount of strumming patterns you need to strum that particular chord for. Now our strumming pattern for the verse is just nice and simple. It's down, down, up, up. And in succession, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. Now for the E minor 7 to the D, you'll see that there's no number above those chords. So we're just strumming those chords once and there's no strumming pattern for them. So for the second verse, it'll be really nice and easy and it'll sound like this. Next we get to the chorus, and again we have two lines of chords here. We're going to be using a different strumming pattern though, one that sounds a little bit bigger. And the strumming pattern is just down, down, up, down, up, down, up. And in succession, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up. Now again, up here in the annotations above each chord you'll see a little number, and that just indicates the amount of strumming patterns that chord is played for. For the first line of chords we have G, D, E minor 7 and C add 9 for 4 strumming patterns each. And then the second line of chords we have G, D for 4 strumming patterns each. But then the last 4 chords are just played for 1 strumming pattern each, which are E minor 7, C add 9, G, and D. So in total, the chorus will sound like this. Down, 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 down. Now the final thing we need to learn is just the bridge, which is really easy. 2 lines of chords again. We have C add 9 for 2 strumming patterns, D for 2, E minor 7 for 2, and G for 2. And then our second line of chords is C add 9 for 2, D for 2, and G for 4 strumming patterns. And we're using the same strumming pattern that we had in the chorus, so the bridge is really nice and easy. Now let's move on to how Ed Sheeran plays it live. Now live, Ed Sheeran fingerpicks it, and he uses his capo on the 2nd fret of the guitar. Now if you want to play along with the studio recording, you can play this, what I'm about to teach you, without a capo, and it will work in the key of the actual recording. But when Ed plays it live, he uses a capo on the 2nd fret. So when he's singing live, he's effectively playing up 2 semitones. Now let's start with our verse riff for this fingerpicked version. Now for our fretting hand, we'll need to get into a B5 power chord shape like this. So index finger on the 2nd fret of the 5th string, ring and pinky on the 4th fret of the 4th and 3rd strings. Now we want to leave the 2nd string open as well, because we will be plucking that string quite a lot. So this is our main position, and actually for the whole song, you will not lift your ring finger up off this 4th fret of the 4th string. It remains there for basically the whole song, and all the other chord shapes revolve around that. So our first chord position is what I'm going to just refer to as an E chord, because we're going to be using the open 6th string as our bass note. Now I'm going to start by teaching you the typical finger picking pattern, and once you learn this finger picking pattern, it's used throughout the rest of the song. The only thing that differs are the chord shapes that we're playing with our fretting hand. For our finger picking basics, our thumb will take care of the 6th, 5th and 4th strings, and our index, middle and ring finger will take care of the 3rd, 2nd and 1st strings respectively. You shouldn't pluck any other strings other than the ones they've been assigned to. So we're going to start our typical finger picking pattern by hitting the bass note or root note for whatever chord we're playing. For this instance, it's the open 6th string. And then after that, we have 6 plucks of our typical picking pattern, which is always going to be the 4th string first, then the 3rd, then back to the 4th, and then the 2nd, then back to the 4th, and then the 3rd. So notice how every 2nd pluck is always this 4th string, and we're just alternating between the 3rd string and the 2nd string. So 4th, 3rd, 4th, 2nd, 4th, 3rd. Those are our 6 plucks. A bit slower. And together with that first bass note at the start. And that is our typical picking pattern. Now that you learnt that, we just use that for the rest of the song. So that's our first chord shape, and then our second chord shape is going to be a B. So for this B, our root note is now the 5th string in this shape. You don't need to change anything with what you're fretting. We just need to now hit the 5th string as our bass note. And ideally, you also want to stop this 6th string from ringing out. So you can simply just take your middle finger, which is free here, and rest it lightly on top of that 6th string so that it's no longer ringing out. We play this chord shape, this B, for one picking pattern. So then we get to our next chord shape, which I'm just going to call our G sharp minor. So we'll keep our ring and pinky finger where they are, and your middle finger just goes on the 4th fret of the 6th string like this, and you can lift your index finger now. Now for the next two chord shapes, these are exceptions to the rule where we're playing different finger picking patterns. They're a lot shorter. So we're hitting the bass note first, and then we're going 4th string and 3rd string. So that's it. And that first note is held out a bit longer. And then for our next chord shape, you just need to take your index finger and put it on the 2nd fret of the 6th string. And we're doing the exact same thing. So those two chord shapes. And then we go back to our original position, which is our E chord shape. And we play one picking pattern here. So that's it for the first line of tab. And the first line in total. Now Ed Sheeran plays it a lot faster though, so it would sound like this. Now the second line of tab is really easy because we just go to our B chord shape. So again, you want to stop this 6th string ringing out, and then we're playing this B for 2 picking patterns. And then our final chord shape is an F sharp. We're going to take our index finger up 1 string, and then we're going to lift our pinky finger here actually, and our middle finger now goes on the 3rd fret of the 3rd string. And we're playing this for 2 patterns. So in total, the verse just sounds like this. Next we move on to the chorus, and the chorus is really easy because we're basing everything around those similar chord shapes that we've already learnt. The finger picking pattern remains exactly the same as well. The structure is the only thing that differs a little bit here. Now we're starting with our B chord shape, so 5th string being our root note, and we're plucking this for 4 picking patterns. Then we're going to our F sharp shape like this, and we're plucking this for 4 picking patterns. We then go to our G minor shape, plucking this for 4 picking patterns, and then we're going to our E shape, where our 6th string is the bass note, playing this for 3 picking patterns, and then going back up to the F sharp shape for 1 picking pattern. So in total for the first line of tabs, it will sound like this. Now for the second line of tab, we just have that B shape and the F shape for 4 picking patterns each, so nothing new there. Then for our final line of tab, we go to our G sharp minor shape for 1 picking pattern, then to our E for 1 picking pattern, then to our B for 1 picking pattern, and then end on the F sharp shape for 1 picking pattern. So the final line of tabs just sounds like this. The final thing we need to learn is just the bridge, and the bridge is based around those same chord shapes. We have an E shape for 2 picking patterns, then our F sharp for 2 picking patterns, then G sharp minor for 2 picking patterns, and then B for 2 picking patterns, so 5th string root note. And that's the first half of the bridge. The second half of the bridge is identical, except for the second line of tab, we're going to the B shape for 4 picking patterns, instead of going to the G sharp minor and the B. So the second half of the bridge sounds like this. And then we just end the song with a verse picking pattern. So that's it for the live version. Now, as I mentioned at the start, if you want to play this finger-picked version along with the studio recording, then all you need to do is take your capo off and play the same chord shapes and finger-picking pattern. But if you want to play along with Ed Sheeran's live version, then use the capo on the 2nd fret. So now I'll be doing 2 playthroughs of this song, the studio version strummed and the live version finger-picked. I'll also have a vocal track on top for some context as well, so feel free to play these back as many times as you'd like to practice play along to and see how you go.
It's just another night, and I'm staring at the moon. I saw a shooting star and thought of you. I sang a lullaby by the waterside. If you were here, I'd sing to you. You're on the other side as the skyline splits in two. I'm miles away from seeing you, but I can see the stars from America. I wonder, do you see them too? So open your eyes and see the way our horizons meet, and all the lights will lead into the night with me. And I know these scars will bleed, but both of our hearts beat. All of these stars will guide us home. I can hear your heart on the radio beat. They're playing chasing cars and a forest. Back to the time you were lying next to me. I looked across and fell in love. So I took your hand back through lamplit streets and knew everything led back to you. So can you see the stars over Amsterdam? You're the song my heart is beating to. So open your eyes and see the way our horizons meet, and all of the lights will lead into the night with me. And I know these scars will bleed, but both of our hearts beat. All of these stars will guide us home. I can see the stars from America. It's just another night, and I'm staring at the moon. I saw a shooting star and thought of you. I sang a lullaby by the waterside and knew if you were here, I'd sing to you. You're on the other side as the skyline splits in two. I'm miles away from seeing you, but I can see the stars from America. I wonder, do you see them too? So open your eyes and see the way our horizons meet, chasing cars and thoughts. Back to the time you were lying next to me. I looked across and fell in love. So I took your hand back through lamplit streets. I knew everything led back to you. So can you see the stars over Amsterdam? You're the song my heart is beating to. So open your eyes and see the way our horizons meet, and all of the lights will lead into the night with me. And I know these scars will bleed, but both of our hearts believe. All of these stars will guide us home, and oh, I know, and oh, I know, and I can see the stars from America.
Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Be sure to head over to guitarzerotohero.com to pick up my free guitar ebook. Or if you want to take your guitar to the next level, then check out Guitar Zero to Hero Premium, which is my complete step-by-step guitar course where you'll find content that I don't teach here on YouTube. As always, hit that like button if you've enjoyed this, click that subscribe button and click the little notification bell as well so that you don't miss out on my updates. Leave your thoughts, comments, questions and requests below, it means the world, and I'll see you guys next time on Guitar Zero to Hero. Cheers.